On December 17, 1903, on a windy beach in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, two bicycle mechanics from Ohio changed the world forever. Let's take a journey through time and explore the incredible evolution of aviation. Have you ever looked up at the sky, seen a plane soaring overhead, and just marveled at how we, as humans, conquered the skies? Our story begins not with a roar, but with a gentle sputter. Orville and Wilbur Wright, with their flyer, achieved the first sustained, controlled, powered flight. That first flight lasted just 12 seconds and covered 120 feet, less than the wingspan of a modern Boeing 747. It was a tiny leap for a machine, but a giant leap for mankind. The dream of flight, which had captivated humanity for centuries, was finally a reality. The years following Kitty Hawk were a whirlwind of innovation. The world had seen that it was possible, and now the race was on to make it better, faster, and more reliable. This period, often called the Pioneer Era, was filled with daredevil pilots and experimental aircraft. Designs were wild and varied, as engineers and aviators experimented with different wing shapes, control systems, and engines. Airplanes quickly evolved from fragile wooden fabric contraptions into more robust machines. Louis Blériot's flight across the English Channel in 1909 was a major milestone, proving that airplanes could be more than just a novelty. They could be a practical means of transport. Then came the First World War, which, like many conflicts, dramatically accelerated technological development. Airplanes were weaponized for the first time, leading to the birth of fighter planes, bombers, and aerial reconnaissance. The dogfights between aces like the Red Baron created a new kind of warfare and mystique around pilots. This period saw rapid advancements in engine power, structural integrity, and aerodynamics. By the end of the war, the airplane was a formidable machine, far removed from the Wright's delicate flyer. After the war, the world entered what's known as the Golden Age of aviation. The 1920s and 30s were a time of record-breaking and exploration. Pilots became global celebrities. Charles Lindbergh's solo, nonstop flight across the Atlantic in 1927 in the spirit of St. Louis captured the world's imagination. It wasn't just a technical achievement. It was a symbol of human courage and endurance. Amelia Earhart became an icon, breaking records and championing the role of women in aviation before her tragic disappearance. This era also saw the birth of commercial air travel. Airlines like Pan Am, KLM, and Imperial Airways began connecting cities and continents. Flying was initially a luxury reserved for the wealthy. Passengers would dress up for the occasion, and the experience was more akin to a fine dining restaurant than the cattle class we know today. Aircraft like the Douglas DC-3, introduced in 1936, were revolutionary. It was reliable, comfortable, and most importantly, profitable to operate, making air travel more accessible and laying the groundwork for the modern airline industry. The Second World War brought another technological leap, arguably the most significant since the Wright Brothers, the jet engine. While propeller planes reached their peak performance, a new kind of power was being developed in secret. Frank Whittle in Britain and Hans von Ohain in Germany independently developed the jet engine. The first jet fighters, like the German Messerschmitt Me 262 and the British Gloster Meteor, flew into combat near the end of the war, heralding a new age of speed. They could fly faster and higher than any propeller-driven aircraft, and the signature roar of the jet engine would soon become the sound of modern aviation. The post-war era was the jet age. The technology developed for military jets was quickly adapted for civilian use. In 1952, the de Havilland Comet became the world's first commercial jetliner. Though it was plagued by early design flaws, it showed the world the future. The 1960s continued this trend. The iconic Boeing 747, the Queen of the Skies, was introduced in 1969. Its massive size and distinctive hump made it instantly recognizable. For the first time, a single aircraft could carry over 400 passengers, drastically lowering the cost per seat and making international travel affordable for the middle class. The 747 democratized the skies and defined long-haul travel for decades. But the quest for speed didn't stop. The pinnacle of this ambition was the Concorde, a joint project between Britain and France. This delta-winged marvel could fly at Mach 2, more than twice the speed of sound. A flight from London to New York took just under 3 hours. Passengers could leave London after breakfast and arrive in New York before breakfast on the same day, thanks to the time difference. Flying on the Concorde was an experience like no other, a glimpse into a supersonic future. However, high operating costs, a sonic boom that limited its overland routes, and a tragic accident in 2000 ultimately led to its retirement in 2003. The dream of mainstream supersonic travel was put on hold. So where are we today? Modern aviation is a marvel of engineering and logistics. Aircraft like the Airbus A380 and the Boeing 787 Dreamliner are incredibly efficient, quiet, and comfortable. They are built using advanced composite materials, feature hyper-efficient turbofan engines, and are packed with sophisticated fly-by-wire avionics that make flying safer than ever before. The focus has shifted from pure speed to efficiency, safety, and sustainability. The industry is facing the immense challenge of reducing its environmental impact, leading to research into biofuels, electric propulsion, and more aerodynamic designs. And what about the future? The dream of supersonic flight is making a comeback. Several companies are developing new supersonic jets that aim to be quieter and more efficient than the Concorde, potentially reviving superfast intercontinental travel. Beyond that, we're seeing the rise of urban air mobility concepts, essentially flying taxis designed to hop across cities. And further into the future, hypersonic travel, flying at over 5 times the speed of sound, could one day cut a trip from New York to Sydney down to just a few hours. From a 12-second flight on a windy beach to a global network that connects billions of people, the evolution of aviation is a testament to human ingenuity. It's a story that continues to unfold, written in the skies above us. Every time we fly, we are part of this incredible legacy, a legacy that started with the simple, powerful dream of soaring like a bird. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey through aviation history as fascinating as I do, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the amazing world of science and engineering. See you in the next one.